Hey everyone, Draco Magnius here for another episode of Let's Play Nier. In the last episode, we did the Pink Moonflower quest, and that was the entire episode. It was 2 hours long, cut down to whatever the hell it's been cut down to. I'm recording this before I've edited that video, so I don't know how long it is. If it was too short, I'm sorry. If it was the right amount of time, great. Anyway, in this episode, we're gonna head to the Forest of Myth, where there's 2 side quests we need to complete there, and also the main storyline is there, so we're going to be heading there for that as well. But before we do, while we're in Facade, I figured we might as well head to the blacksmith here so I can get the weapons he has now. Because one of them is part of the Phoenix set, and this is only the second weapon of that set that we have, so I can grab it without having to worry about having to do a weapon story. And also grab this so I don't have to do 2 weapon stories. Captain's Holy Spear. There, now I don't have to come back to Facade for weapons specifically. But let's take a look at these new weapons. Phoenix Spear. Forged by monks from feathers of the legendary Firebird. This spear was designed as a tool of self-defense. And the Captain's Holy Spear. Now, I don't know if this was a Drakengard weapon or not based on its design off the top of my head, but Future Me is going to cover my back on that like he often does. Thank you, Future Me. I appreciate you, even if you may or may not listen to me saying this. Actually, no, you have to listen to this because you have to see where to cut. Thank you. Anyway, Captain's Holy Spear. A spear brandished by a warrior monk chief who sacrificed his own life to protect his comrades. And one last thing before we head out, I want to tell you, this is the 3rd time I'm recording this video. The first time I fucked up and I forgot to hit record on OBS Studio, which was the most embarrassing way these videos worked up. And I'm going to let you know that's never going to happen again, because I've shrinked both window sizes so I can see both buttons and can clearly see when the stupid thing... Anyway, as I was saying, I've made them smaller so I can tell whether or not I've hit the stupid button or not. The second time, I recorded all the way through what we're going to be covering in this episode. But it seems whatever ailment I caught from my mother a couple weeks ago, I'm assuming it's a cold at this point, even though it wasn't really bothering me when I was doing certain voices, triggered me to cough a lot. So, I have taken some Mucinex. I have sipped some tea to calm my throat down, and we're going to give this another go. Now let's head off. Oh yeah, Desert Rose. I'm not gonna include this bit, but hey. Oh, that was just a bad timing. Alright. Please. Excuse me. No! Fuck. Listen, you shit heels. Well, shit. I accidentally used the wrong fucking one. Now I'm short a healing salve, too. Now die, you fucks. Oh. At least a good healing item for that. Oh, this is getting cut out. I still lost out on a healing salve. It's roughly the same.
This is the village from the dream.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
I hear you.
Alright. Well. Unfortunately, I wasted a healing salve by accident on my way here, but we made it. I was trying to use up a medicinal herb and hit the button a little too fast because I didn't realize what I was over. Anyway. That should be good. Ah. Oh, hello! Hi there! How are things? Huh? You want to know if anything unusual is happening? Well, I have been feeling a rather strange presence whenever I visit the Divine Tree. The Divine Tree? Yes, it's a legendary tree that exists in the heart of our village. Did you investigate the cause of this presence? Not really, no. And why not? Well, we're not really supposed to go near the tree, except for prayer. And why is that? I don't know, alright? It's just how things have always been. Weird. Alright, well, we've got 2 other side quests going on in this village. Well, that's not a side quest, that's the main thing. But we've got 2 other side quests, so we might as well talk to the villagers, see what we can glean. Huh? Yes, I saw a child a while back. I think he was playing over by the Divine Tree. Alright, so whatever we're looking for is probably by the Divine Tree, if I had to hazard a guess. Oh, hey, berries. Alright, what about you, sir? Wait, what? A man with a gold necklace! You know him? You bet I do! Goddamn bastard ran off with my wife! Wait a minute. I thought he had a girlfriend. If you find him, bring him back here so I can murder the bastard! Yeah, I'll consider that. So do you know where he went? Last I heard, he was heading for Seafront. Goddamn bastard! Can't even bear to look at my wife anymore. Looks like he's trying to lose us. I'll have to Seafront then. About that, Nier, we've got other stuff here to do. Everything seems normal here. We appear to have hit a dead end. Hold a moment. What is that on the ground? Just some funny-looking berries. I'd wager those berries are poisonous. Maybe, but I'm not hungry enough to find out. Alright, well, we now know about those ding-dang berries. Oh, there was another thing over there that I have to go grab. I can't, right. Fucking medicinal. So that other shiny thing, that's what's going to trigger our main quest stuff. So if you wanted to go turn in those side quests right now, you should probably do that and come back here. I, on the other hand, am going to do this now. We are the grass. We are the trees. We are the woods. Why do we seem to encounter nothing but odd people lately? You should talk, Vice. Pah! As if Grimoire Vice is capable of spouting such nonsense. Hang on, I don't think he's done. The dark form that governs all memories. May the words form themselves to your liking. That would be nice. Black, pure darkness, painted over everything. Words scattered here and there across the blackness. Kind words, difficult words, amorous words, all sparkling in the dark like jewels. The words were few now, but time was shorter. Grabbing the words in desperation, the tree turned to the sky. "This is wrong," whispered the tree in the voice of the wind through the leaves. "This is not how it was supposed to be. The plan has failed." Once, long ago, the tree had remembered everything about the world. This was its task, its purpose. It shivered with something approaching joy as it collected the memories of mankind. This was no accident. Emotions were as much part of the tree as root and bark. Memories collected like dew on the thick green leaves of the tree. And once they had formed a web that spanned the entire world. Words collapsed into sunlight before passing through the leaves into the pool of memory. From the pool, words joined together to form colonies. The colonies united into whirlpools of light, and the light coalesced into stars. Each star was like a child of the tree, and it loved them all. Look at my memory. A child is here, brought low by disease. He is far too young to have suffered so. Thin beyond words, the boy's skin is a shade paler than the bleached hospital sheets upon which he lies. His parents no longer visit him, for they cannot bear to watch him suffer. The doctors have long since surrendered his fate to the gods. The boy too has abandoned hope. Strange emotions, weariness, hatred, swell within the dark recesses of his young heart. He tries to reject the black terror that germinates in his body, but no amount of effort or tears can drive the invader away. He has long ceased to resent his parents and doctors. Once he did, but now his pain is so great that there is little room in his heart to think of others. Only one person brings the boy comfort, a healthy young girl with tan skin and deep green eyes. She is a beacon of brightness and light in the boy's world. Her very presence is a comfort to him, but he is unable to look upon her face. Whenever they meet, the boy is filled with loathing for his own state. Soon, this loathing eats away at what joy he receives from the girl's visits. The girl will stop coming. He knows this. His every waking moment is spent in fear of this day. He thinks that if he could talk to her, if he could tell her of his feelings, that this might not be so. But this conversation never happens. The girl disappears. The boy dies alone. The tree scoops up this memory and carefully stores it within itself. Etched upon it is a single word: envy. Look at my memory. There is a female warrior. Her greatest enemy is a beast with red eyes that she cannot fully comprehend. When she strikes it with her sword, it turns into a pillar of salt and dies. But when the white smoke clears, a new enemy rises. And another. And another. The warrior knows that her struggle is folly, but fighting the unending stream of enemies fills her with a sense of joy and purpose. Somewhere, deep in the warrior's drug-addled mind, lies a vague memory of a daughter. Perhaps the child exists only in her head, the dying remnants of a powerful dream. She does not know. Her friends and fellow warriors come and go. Some flee in terror. Some are eaten. She began the fight with 63 companions, but most are gone now. The warrior's body shudders. She does not understand why at first. By the time she hears the fierce, low sound, the arena is already in darkness. Looking up, the warrior sees a beast so large that it blots out the sky. She is laughing. She has been doing so for as long as she can remember. Covered in blood and dirt, the warrior laughs. She laughs and laughs until the town that contains her daughter collapses into a pile of dust. This memory has been stored for a long time. It is etched with a single word: loss. Look at my memory. A red dragon falls from the heavens. Ah, that memory has been lost. A shame. It was a favorite of mine. After many centuries of existence, the tree saw that its carefully labeled memories were beginning to dwindle. Once seemingly infinite, the memories now seem ready to disappear forever. The tree did not feel sadness at this. Grief was an emotion beyond its comprehension. It did, however, have the distinct feeling that something was missing. The mountain of memories it had so carefully assembled had disappeared. The tree stretched its branches as far as it could, but new memories refused to flow. The pool of memories was a black, empty pit, a hollow place where life had once flourished. The tree had lost its purpose. There was nothing to be done but sift through the few remaining memories littering the ground under its branches. This is why the tree was pleased when the man and his companion entered the room. Well, this place is gloomy as hell. The room Nier had entered was almost completely empty. All he could see were a few crystals scattered haphazardly on the ground. Picking up one of the crystals and peering into it, Nier suddenly saw a familiar sight. It was the Forest of Myth, its villagers prisoners of their own dreams. I apologize, the tree thought. That is all that remains. As Nier stared at the jewel, bewildered, a voice suddenly called out from the depths of his mind. The voice implored him to listen. It was an order. Following it was mandatory. Abruptly, the pair realized they must listen. They must listen. And look, a small, shadowy presence appeared from beneath the floor. It looked to be a shade. The shade grasped several jewels in its hand. More jewels tumbled out of its mouth, like shards of broken teeth, sights and sounds tinkling from each one before vanishing forever. The creature was abusing the memories, treating the precious objects like a collection of cheap playroom toys. The shade appears to be consuming the memories. That little thing? It's barely worth my time to kill it. The tree extended a branch towards Nier. Without a second thought, Nier brought his blade down on the shade, tearing its stomach wide. Jewels burst from the shade and poured across the chamber floor. Look, thought the tree. There is the conviction memory I had lost, and satisfaction, and many others as well. Yes, this is good. The tree opened its mouth and attempted to speak, but no sound emerged. A millennium of silence and solitude had caused the tree to forget certain things. But rather than be upset, it greeted the development with good cheer. Focusing all its power on the riddle of speech, the tree formed a kind of makeshift vocal cord and tried again. Ahem! I implore... It spat out a glimmering green jewel. One more time. I implore you! There we are. What was the color of the lost envy? Green. It spoke! This shade has intelligence and emotion! Who cares? Nier brushed Vice's comment aside as his sword sliced through the shade's right arm. The shade extended its remaining arm to Nier. I must touch him. I must make contact. The moment its fingers brushed against Nier, the tree felt a warm sensation begin to burn. Something hot coursed through its fingers, up its arm, and out to its entire body. It was emotion. More than the entity had felt in centuries. The tree cried out in surprise and joy. 1,000 years alone. 1,000 years in quiet contemplation. The tree felt like it was going to break apart. For long centuries, the tree had been alone, its heart sealed with heavy chains, but no more. New, powerful emotions began to take hold, causing its heart to lighten. More than the simple emotions it had been designed to feel, it was the beginnings of a soul. And the man was the key. This was the promise made long ago. This was how it would be released. The tree's stomach began to throb in pain, a new, unpleasant sensation. But the time was not yet right. I implore you, how many were lost by the warrior who fought the red-eyed beasts? Her daughter and 63 friends. Okay, riddle time is over. I'm going to kill this stupid shade once and for all. Something round and shiny fell from the open stomach and clattered to the floor. The key! Shouted the book. Grab the key! The man's sword slowed. Time began to dilate around them, stretching and slowing. Time is essential. The next word must be heard. The words exploded. It became difficult to discern their meaning. The pool of memories began to crack as infinite blackness burrowed its way into the wall. This world is falling apart. Nier. How can a world of letter, I implore, most important thing, world, yo, nah. The light was complete. The memories disappeared. The tree's identity began to dissolve. And as the letters slowly faded, Nier was drawn back to the real world. And the tree was satisfied. What in the... I never realized that shades were capable of rational thought. I don't care if they can tap dance and play the fiddle. Can't I just kill something without all this voodoo nonsense? With the tree defeated, we no longer have to worry about being buried in its world of letters. Unless, of course, time itself begins to rewind. Obtained a key. Obtained the memory tree key. I mean, Vice, that could happen in another world, in another time. Time could rewind. But we don't have to worry about that in this one, in theory. Well, that's going to be a lot of editing. Maybe Popola has some new information. Let's go see her. Very well. I want that to sound as good as possible, and doing it in one take makes that hard. But it's fine. I will put in the work, because it's worth it. I enjoyed that. I don't know about you guys, but I found recently I've been enjoying text-like adventures. Like, I haven't really been seeking them out on Steam or anything, but I've, like, got a few video games modeled after tabletop games lying around that I've been playing. Like Sorcery, The Warlock of Fire Mountain. That one I have on Switch, actually. Sorcery I have on my laptop, but that's enough of that. I think with that, we're going to end this episode here. In the next one, I guess we're returning to Popola. Well, we're returning to the village to turn in these last two quests I've got to deal with. Yeah, no, I'm going to do the kid quest, which is in the village, and then go to the seafront so I can finish the other one. See you guys then!